Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So I was just listening to a podcast. What do you know? A podcaster who listens to podcasts. Yes, of course, I listen to podcasts too. And it's where I get a lot of insight and revelation, which is my intention for this podcast for you, sister or brother, because we have some men listening as well too. But there's something that they said, and I like to kind of almost like riff a little bit off of this. And it was, the whole conversation was from two very well-known women that you know that are authors, big followings, they speak, like just amazing, real, raw women. And they said what'll happen at book signings is women that will come up to them and say, you know, I'm writing, or I would like to blog, or I would like to do this or do that. And like, how do you get that kind of a following? Like, how do you grow your audience? And although this is not going to be a business conversation from what they were kind of talking about, going about, but I love this one woman's answer, which was like, you know what, you just need to serve the ones in front of you. And this is Glennon Doyle Melton, by the way, who has a blog started with a blog called Momastery, still there. A movement. She's written two books. Yeah, 2 books since. What's the first one called? Carry On Warrior, and then Love Warrior, I think was the second one. Yeah, both amazing. Very, very raw the way that she writes and speaks. But she was saying, at the beginning she started her blog, it was like 14 people. And she's like, I got 14 people that are reading my blog each day. Like, what an honor and a gift. And so I was like, well, how does that relate to you, right? A lot of you who are listening, you don't have a blog, you don't have a podcast, you don't write. Like, there's nothing that doesn't relate to you. But I'm like, how does that relate to us in real life? Because there's sometimes when I hear things and I go, oh man, there's something to speak into with that. And I think that's what this is right now. So what I hear from that is this, is love the ones and serve the ones. Maybe we're going to add love too. Serve and love the ones in front of you. Is that there are times in our life where we may be having some challenges with our relationship, our marriage. We are having challenges with our children. And we're having challenges with family maybe too, right? And it's sometimes hard when you're in those places that what you think is the answer is that these people need to change. In other words, well, he does this and she does this, and why can't he and why can't she? And we think that if the people in front of us change, then somehow life will shift, right? That we're going to do our best to influence them in a positive way, not like manipulative or anything, but just kind of like, you know what, let me influence them because I know what they need. They need to be taking care of their health more. They need to be, doing this within their business more. They need to, do this more my husband needs to do this with our marriage more. It's what I want, what I need. And that's all cool. But it's like, how about if we just love the ones in front of us? Love the ones in front of us. When I'm dealing this morning with not one, but 2 kids creating chaos just as we're walking out the door. Magic happens 5-10 minutes before we're walking out the door. Everything's cool. The morning's flowing. Mommy's got it all together. We got everything prepped the night before. We got time warnings for the kids. Yeah, Mommy, getting dressed in 5 minutes, guys. Got it, Mommy. Got it. And then suddenly everything just goes to shit. And it's hard in those moments. I love my children, but I don't like them when they're doing that. It is difficult. It's easy to love. Now, you might be like, oh my God, children, but I almost love my children. Okay, cool. But really, there's sometimes I'm like, you little fucker. Like, let's just be honest. That's how it works sometimes, right? I'm like, really? We're going to have a meltdown in the playground about boots? And you're yelling and screaming. Okay, that's how we're going to roll today? All right. Awesome. That's just great. Not great. So my son Tyson would go, Mommy, that's sarcasm. And I'm like, oh, damn it, I taught you that already. That's correct. That is sarcasm. That's not truth. But we love what's happening in front of us. We love the ones in front of us. We love the experiences in front of us. We love the life in front of us. As shitty as it might be for you right now, sister, the circumstances that have been brought to you, the lessons that are being presented to you, the people that are in your life that you do not like the way that things are going, that maybe you might want to consider that you need to love what is happening in front of you. It's twisted, right? It seems backwards. There's a really cool prayer book by Marianne Williamson. It's like a day of prayers. It's like daily gratitude for yours. So 365 prayers. If you follow me on Instagram, which, by the way, if you are on Instagram, follow me, which is @womanwantingmore. And I do lots and lots and lots of IG stories and the regular feed as well, too. But I love IG stories. So one of the things I put in my IG story every single day is that prayer. I take a picture of the page and kind of the piece of the prayer that really resonates with me. And one that was yesterday was like, learn to love the people that you don't like. And it was like, what? I'm not going to love people. I really used to come from a place of ego a lot, which is like, I don't need to fucking love everybody. Fuck that. Fuck them. But the reality is we are all connected as brothers and sisters on this planet. And so I can go throughout my life, and you can go throughout your life thinking you're separate from everybody, and we'll see how that serves you. Or you can understand that I got to love the ones that I don't like. I need to love the life that I don't like maybe right now in front of me. Now, it doesn't mean that, again, I have to like it, but I have to love it for what it's being presented to me for. Not what it's doing to me, but what it's doing for me. So when I take a look at my kids and some of the challenges that are coming up for them and stuff with teachers, and I'm just like, good God, what is the lesson? What is the lesson? Because for me, if you are a mother, maybe this is different for you. If you have friends or mom, it could be different for them. Or you might go, that'll never be me. But for me, it's very hard when people tell me stuff that they don't like is happening with my kids in the classroom or other kind of things or things that they're doing or not doing well or something and then not take it personally. Like, I really have not figured that shit out yet. Very hard to detach. Very hard when you've had kids who are not the kids who, like, just they're not the fit in the box kids. I mean, Jesus, their mommy and daddy aren't that way. I'm not surprised that that's the way that they are too. But, it makes a lot of different things like school, for example, pretty tricky. Tricky. Not impossible, but tricky. And so there's been lots of conversations and lots of things I continue to do and try with my kids and to help them and to help them navigate their worlds best. And at the same time, not have it destroy who they are. And to not take that shit personally. And so, my youngest son's teacher, we've had a couple conversations and some emails. And one I sent yesterday, I'm just like, this is not okay. And this is kind of what I'm feeling. And it is. I feel very judged. It's very, there's a lot of things that I don't like about this right now. And if I'm being really completely frank, I don't like her. But I'm going to have to learn how to love her because she's my son's teacher this year. And I'm going to have to see that, perhaps what she's doing right now is she is doing her absolute best. And she might not like the child that is being presented to her and my son. But she's going to have to learn how to love him. There's lessons for her to see in this too. I don't like it. I don't like that. It seems that, for every kind of step with my child, for what it seems like at least, another child, it takes them 2 steps. My kids, it takes 10. And they go backwards 8 of them. You know what I mean? Like, the choices and the things that come up for them, it's hard for me to really comprehend and understand at times. And I realize that even though I don't like the things, now I love my children and they're fucking amazing children, but again, trying to make them fit into the world of school, and when they're that square peg and the round hole is school, however that metaphor works, you get what I'm getting at, right, sister? Where it's like, it's those pieces where I'm just like, you know what? It's the rebel peacemaker. I was like, fuck it. Well, I don't want them to have to fucking fit into something, but this is the reality of school, at least in a public school format, right? Like, this just is. And they're not going to be by themselves in the world. They're going to have to learn how to, with the way that they are, how to navigate who they are, and work with people in the world. Like, this is just the way it is, right? And so even though I don't like what's happening right now, I don't like it. What I love about it is the lesson I'm being presented, which is I am so much stronger than that. My children have been presented to me, have chosen me for a reason, because I'm the mom that can stand up for these things. I'm the one that maybe at times maybe I'll go a little heavy on the mama bear, but you know what? I think it's exactly what they need. I got strong kids. They need a strong mama to help them orient and see the world, and a strong daddy to do the same. And that's exactly what they got with us. And I don't like the experiences of the 10 minutes before school, suddenly, shit hits the fan. But I love how much stronger that my kids are making me every single day. Now, I don't always love that, by the way. It takes me, I dropped off my kids and then I'm just like, God darn it. And often I will then on the drive home be the one times I record podcasts, and I'm just like, I got nothing. I just searching for something. I'm like, nothing's really coming to me. I'm like, screw it. So I head to my swim lesson, and then I swim, and suddenly, I had a great lesson with my swim teacher, Naya, at Oak Bay, and where I go to swim at the rec center, and then I come out and I'm clear, and I'm like, I listen to the podcast. I'm like, that's it. I've had some space to now just kind of like space, which helps me see things. And I go, oh yeah, right. I don't always like these things, but I need to love the experiences that are in front of me. Serve the children that I have. Serve the ones in front of you, sister. Love the ones. I think we're going to call this love the ones in front of you, not even serve. Because you know what? There can't even be people in your life that maybe your coworkers, your business partners, or a spouse where you're like, things are not doing well for us right now, Karen. Like, I don't know how this is going to end up. What would happen if you loved them anyways? What would happen, do you think, if you realize that what all people want is to know that they are seen and heard and loved in this world? And what if, even if they were not showing up loving, but you were the one that did that first? Do you see that it is possible to change and transform and shift the people in front of you with your love, not your advice? With the compassion and acceptance in your heart, not the nagging and the list of what they are doing wrong. That you love the ones in front of you. So here's your more tip for today. I want you to pick one person in your life right now who you're having a really hard time finding love for. Maybe it is your kids. Maybe it is your husband. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your sister. Maybe it's your best friend or someone that you work with, or your neighbor, or kid's teacher. I don't know, somebody. But first identify who that person is. And then I want you to think of 3 loving things that you can do for them. With no other reason but to show them love. And you're like, great, Karen. Can I just journal shit? Can I just no, do 3 loving things for them today. You pick whatever that is. You send them a text message. You let them know that you appreciate them. You send them a prayer. I don't care. 3 loving things. You decide what that is that you do for them today. All right, sisters. So finishing up 2 things. Number 1, there's been some of you actually jumping in on this. So I think I still have to go through and count all the Women Want to More limited edition journals that I have left, but I want to say there's around 50-ish. And just FYI, there's an average of 4,400 of you that listen to the podcast every single day. So these are going to go fast. So if you want one of these free journals, then I want you to over right now to drkarenosborn.com/free journal. So that's spelled DRKARENOSBURN.com/free journal. You can take care of a little bit of shipping. I do the rest. And I'm going to send you some cool Women Wanting More swag with all of that, because yes, journaling is necessary for you to have a life of more. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, if you don't currently subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter, I want you to right now to head over to drkarenosborn.com/action guide. The book is coming together, and you're going to get first heads up when the book comes out. I'm going to send you some cool training videos as a gift as being part of the Women Wanting More newsletter and tribe. and you'll get every single episode sent to you. I've been doing kind of like every other day these days, sometimes with the 2 episodes, all the show notes and links as well too. And so that's over at drkarenosborne.com/action guide. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is one step away from you loving the ones in front of you every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.